Okay, looks like it's January the 31st, last day of the month. We made it through the month of January. Good for me. Good for you. Are you cold? I'm freezing. I don't mind telling you it's cold here in the Austin area. Today is Van Life Update 31. And for today, what I'm going to do is sort of recap the month. This is the first month that I've been taking this transition into van life seriously, and so I thought I would just go back over the month and pick out some highlights, maybe show a few clips, and provide a little summary of what we've done this month. It's been a crazy, crazy 30 days, let me tell you. I knew my lifelong dream was always to travel around the country in an RV or a custom van of some kind. I've always had that dream going back to when I was a kid. I could just remember my entire life thinking that would be so great because I love to travel. And so I was thinking maybe this is the point in my life where I've got one last chance to maybe get it done. So that's what I did. I decided to see if I can take this idea as far as I can take it. And so on December the 20th, I published my first video. You maybe can click on it up here. Now, this is a clip from that video. I thought I would shoot it as an interview with myself. I know it's a crazy idea, but I've always had this dream of, as an artist, to hop into a van or an RV and travel across America for a year. So that's the way it started. I started that dream of hopping into a van. And if you'll watch the whole video, you'll see how I interview myself. I ask myself, are you really serious about this? And I keep telling myself I'm kind of nuts. That's the way I could best express what was going on, is sort of the internal dialogue I was having. And so I thought, well, I'll just interview myself. And I did that back on December the 20th. And then the next thing I did a couple of days later is I came up with a theme song.
His only problem was he didn't own a van, but that won't stop him, he'll do the best he can.
I really love working with Suno and writing lyrics and letting Suno help me come up with a song. I really like creating my own music and song on Suno, and that's one of the first ones I did about van life. And that was back in the holidays. I was sort of messing around between the December the 20th and December the 31st, toward the first of the year. I was just making some videos as they came up. Really didn't have much of a plan. And then on January the 1st, I came up with this idea of doing a daily update. And I thought, it's a new year. This next year, 2026, is going to be an interesting year. What if I did a daily update every day for an entire year? Doesn't have to be anything long or extensive, 2 or 3 minutes, sort of a check-in. And so I came up with this idea of doing a daily update. Jiminy Christmas. This is from January the 1st. Anyway, I'm just dropping in. This is the first day of the year, and I will be making videos every day of the year, just dropping in to say hi and sort of giving an update to what's going on, which is a bunch of nothing today. I've done absolutely nothing today but sit at Starbucks and play with Suno. I've created a bunch of music on Suno. Other than that, I don't know what else I can tell you. Okay, that was January the 1st. And that was the first video I make for this daily update. And then on the 3rd of January, looks like I'm following some notes here. I went through and took some notes of my entire month, and it looks like on day 3, on January the 3rd, I made a trip to Walmart, and you can watch that video that I made on my channel. It was a trip to Walmart because van lifers all show themselves going to the grocery store. Just about every van lifer on YouTube has at least one showing of them going to the grocery store and buying food. So that's what I thought, well, I'll get into the habit of doing that myself. So I went to Walmart, made a video of me going to Walmart. And then something else I noticed was that van lifers like to eat. Naturally, they take their food, take it back to the van, and cook it. And just about every van lifer video that I've seen has someone cooking a meal. They like to eat. They show themselves eating a lot. So I thought I would, again, since I like Suno, I came up with another song, sort of a parody, and called it Van Lifers Gotta Eat.
Sun's coming up, skillet's loud. Barefoot on gravel, talking to a crowd. Coffee strong, the van smells like bacon. Cameras rolling before the first shaking. Morning, y'all, like we slept just fine. Didn't show the parking lot from last night. If it's van life, we gotta eat. Prop the phone up on the seat, one burner, cast iron dreams. Every mile needs a meal in between, from oatmeal bowls to late night fries. Hold up, let me film this bite. If we're rolling down the street, yeah, van life's gotta eat. Farmer's market, let us in a thrift store bag.
So that was the song that I came up to. My intention was to sort of make a funny video song, sort of a parody of Van Lifers Gotta Eat, but it turned out so good that it's really not that funny or that much of a parody. It's just because it's such a great song. That's one of my favorite songs I've written. So I don't know what you think, but I really like it. But that was somewhere around the first week of January, I came up with that. And then the next thing I was doing, along with watching a lot of van lifers, was I was trying to learn as much as I could about vans and van builds. And I'm wanting to use this time, especially through the winter months, as I'm not traveling a whole lot, to learn as much as I can about the electrical systems, the plumbing systems, what it takes to go into building a van. Because even if I buy a van that's already built out, I still want to understand how it was built in the systems that are involved. And so I've been doing a lot of research and looking at videos about plumbing and electrical systems, and that's sort of another thing that I got into. Jump into a Tri-Van's video, and he's going to explain to us a real brief description of their electrical system when they do a van build out. So let's see what he has to say.
Let's go take a look at our drop-in electrical system now. Now you can see here we're using all Victron components.
This is the mechanical box, and you'll see where he's got all of his electrical units screwed in there to a back panel. So that was just a clip from a couple of videos I did. I did one on electrical systems, and I did one on plumbing systems, and that was still rounded up the first 7 or 8 days of the month. And as you can see, I was looking for things to post on a daily basis and come up with video ideas and things to do in terms of my daily updates. And then around day 10, I came across this idea of a SWOT analysis and doing a SWOT analysis. And the SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And it's a good thing to do whenever you're starting a project is to do a SWOT analysis of your project. And I thought, well, I'll go through this process. And so for the next week, I spent most of my videos and my daily updates dealing with this idea of a SWOT analysis. Just checking in, see how things are going. I'm not going to be out here long because it's just too cold. God, that wind just cuts right through you. Holy moly. The only thing I wanted to share with you today was this thing called a SWOT analysis. Are you familiar with that? A SWOT analysis? Stands for SWOT, SWOT. SWOT, SWOT analysis. And basically the S stands for strengths, W stands for weaknesses, O stands for opportunities, and T stands for threats. All right, so that's pretty much what I started on day 10th, January the 10th. And then for the next 4 or 5 days, I was working my way through that SWOT analysis. And then my daily updates were basically sharing with you guys what I was learning working on that analysis. And so that took me up to about the 17th or 18th of January. And then on day 19, I was stuck. I really didn't have much to say on that day. It was a cold morning. I was at the coffee shop. It was kind of gloomy outside and gray, and I was not feeling really motivated to do much or say much, and really didn't have anything to add to the conversation as I was going along, and just one of those gloomy days. And so what I did was I sat down, and of course I went back to Suno because I love creating music. And so I went to Suno and decided, I'm going to write me a song. I'm going to write some lyrics about a day where I have nothing to say. Day 19. So this is the video, the musical video I made. Day 19, I've got nothing to say.
Baby's crying and people talking. The coffee shop serving lattes with cream. And I wanna scream. Outside it's cold and people walking. They pet a dog as they window shop. And I wanna scream because it's day 19 and I've nothing to say. I've been sitting here throughout the day, wondering, hoping for another way to say I love coffee time. Yes, coffee time.
Okay, that was January the 19th. And from then on, it was basically just getting into the swing of things and getting into the habit of making a video every day and just talking about my thoughts and what I was working on that particular day and continuing with the daily updates. And it started to get easier and easier as it became more of a routine, more of a habit. So now that I'm on my 31st day, it's sort of becoming a part of my life. I I can't go a day without at least touching base with you guys. And so that took me up to the 25th of January, and that's when all hell broke loose. Hell in the form of a winter storm. And I was stealth camping in a parking lot here in the Austin area, and I really wasn't sure how much of the winter storm was going to hit us in the Austin area. So I took a chance, and I went to bed on that Friday night, and I woke up Saturday morning and I was iced in. About a 2-inch sheet of ice was everywhere over the Austin area. In fact, most of Texas was iced in. And so here's a little bit of clips from those videos. Well, hello, it's day 25 of my van life update. Just wanted to briefly check in while I'm still warm and cozy. Hope everyone's doing okay during this winter storm. Just wanted to check in and let you know that I'm okay, I'm alive, trying to thaw out. Last night was rough. The ice storm was really heavy. And we ended up here in the Austin area with what looks like about a 1/2 inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch sleet pack ice. It's not a glaze, but more it looks like snow. But when you get up to it, it's just hard packed ice, sleet. And when I checked it this morning, it looked like it was about 3/4 of an inch thick. So, but around noon today, the sun broke out and things are starting to melt, which is a good sign. So it's going to get cold again tonight, be down to the low teens, maybe 18 degrees, 20 degrees maybe. And so whatever has melted is going to freeze up again tonight. I'm still stuck in the parking lot, iced in. I tried getting out about an hour ago, and my car slid backwards, and I couldn't go anywhere. So I just had to stick her in reverse and back up into the spot where I'm at. So I don't know if I just don't know. Will I be able to get out of this thing today? I'm surrounded by ice. As you can see, it's beginning to melt, but that adds another problem because it's only 20 degrees outside, 21, 22 degrees, and the sun is helping melt the ice, but then it freezes back over and you get this glaze. It's really the first time that I can remember, even when I was traveling across the southwestern United States, years ago. I traveled for a year and ended up in California. And during that year and all those months I spent in California and a couple of years I spent traveling, I don't think I've ever remember being stuck like that, being snowed in or iced in. I was in my car, unable to move for 2 days. And I added up that I actually spent about 45 hours in my car. I can't walk on ice. I can't walk in the snow. And the car couldn't move. And so there's no way I could get out. And it wasn't fun, but I survived it. Did okay. Then now we're making our way through the rest of the month and sun is out. And cold, but at least this particular cold front that came through this weekend was a dry cold front, and so we had no snow or ice. So here I sit on day 31 and look back over the previous month and think about all that has gone on and all the things that I've done. And it's been kind of interesting. Been kind of fun to see. And that's another advantage of doing a daily update is it allows me to go back and it's sort of a diary. Keeps me a daily diary of my progress and what I'm doing on a daily basis. And able to go through and say, okay, this is what I did on that particular day just by looking at the video. And of course, on my channel, you can follow me along because I'll be doing this on a daily basis throughout the year. So whatever happens, you'll find out about it one way or the other. So I guess that brings me to the end of my daily update, day 31. Tomorrow's a new month, the month of February. Let's see what we can do to survive the month of February. Go out and have a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow.